Blacks didn't get the fairness that they deserved. They were treated poorly by government and society. The 13th Amendment luckily ended that for them. The 14th Amendment also helped them gain rights, along with the 15th Amendment. Immigrants from many different countries came to America as labor. Irish and Chinese immigrants were used as labor to build the Transcontinental Railroad. They worked long hours with getting low profit for working. Building the railroad took 6 years. The working immigrants didn't get any credit for doing all of the work. The companies took all of the credit. A Chinese immigrant said they built the Great Wall of China, didn't they? Immigrants were finally able to come to America as people, not labor, when Ellis Island and Angel Island opened. European immigrants entered through Ellis Island, Asian immigrants entered through Angel Island. One immigrant said, "Its magnificence was indescribable, and its magnitude was inconceivable. I felt overwhelmed in the presence of its greatness." They would live in ghettos with people of similar culture. On a daily basis, any age of immigrants would attend work. They would work in factories. They would not get treated fairly. Their bosses were robber barons who were involved with multiple monopolies. They would work long hours for minimum wage. Factories were slightly improving but were still awful to be in. In 1892, America created the Chinese Exclusion Act. This banned Chinese immigrants from immigrating over to America. Many Chinese immigrants were only coming over to America for work and taking money. Government saw that this was unfair and banned them. Immigrants of any age would work in the factories. This included children. Children were treated very poorly by the robber barons. They wouldn't get paid enough, or they wouldn't get paid at all. Immigrants also lived in slums. These were places that were poorly organized and disgusting to be in. Even factories themselves were bad to be in. The meatpacking industries had ingredients getting put into the meats that were so gross. Upton Sinclair wrote a book called The Jungle and mentioned in the book about all the disgusting ingredients being put into the meat. Jacob Riis was a professional photographer who took pictures for newspapers. He usually took pictures of what an immigrant's life looked like in a factory. He would inform society about what life like was in a factory and how horrible it was. Factory life finally started to improve. This was mainly because of a tragic event that occurred. The Triangle Shirtwaist factory fire killed many women who were employed in the factory. A witness said, "You must be committed to your children first, otherwise they will receive leftovers." This finally caused officials to do something about the ridiculous rules that the robber barons had created. Government finally made child labor laws and safety laws. Factories also created labor unions. These gave employees more control in their life at the factory. It stopped some of the robber barons controlling.
My mother didn't mention the fire until she was 90. In my opinion, it was because it was a very bad memory. It was a horrendous, horrific event. What she did say was, when the fire broke out, it was bedlam. They couldn't get to the elevators. The doors were locked. Women were jumping out of windows. And she figured they were going to save the bosses on the 10th floor. So she picked up her skirt, put it over her head, ran through the flames, and up to the 10th floor. When there was no one there, the bosses were gone. And she went up to the roof, and there was a fireman and a policeman. They helped her over to the next roof. And she said all those who followed her were saved because they followed her going up. And many of them thanked her. When she came down, all blackened, her father saw her and passed out. The children of the people who followed her called my sister and told them when they saw the obit that their mothers credited her with saving their lives and never stopped talking about her. That was the comment verbatim that I heard. She didn't brag about it. She wasn't proud of it. It made her go to. It taught her to go to school and better herself. She was going to be 18 2 days later. I don't think it was a memory she wanted to remember. I really don't. My sister thinks it because it was too menial. I think it was because it was too horrific.
Theodore Roosevelt created the Pure Food and Pure Drug Act. This helped with consumers' safety conditions. William Howard Taft created the 8-hour workday. This greatly helped employees of the factory. In conclusion, over the course of these years, factory life greatly improved for society and employees.